What is the most dangerous lie we tell? It is not a lie told to our enemies. It is a lie we tell to the people who love us most. It is two small words, "I'm fine." We wear these words like a shield, a polite piece of armor to deflect any real questions. We smile when we feel like screaming. We say we are okay when we are breaking apart inside. We insist we are strong when all we feel is the crushing weight of exhaustion. But have you ever stopped to realize this? When you hide your pain, you also hide your heart. And a heart hidden behind a wall of pretense slowly starves. It yearns for connection, but is offered only politeness. It begs for understanding, but receives only a nod and a passing glance. This false strength becomes the loneliest prison of all. This was the silent burden carried by a woman named Liora. To the people in her village, Liora was a ray of sunshine. She was the one who remembered every birthday, the first to offer help when a neighbor was sick, the one whose laughter could fill any room. She was the reliable one, the strong one, the one everyone turned to. Her days were a blur of activity, weaving from one task to the next, a constant, effortless smile on her face. When people would ask, "How are you, Liora? You do so much," she would reply instantly, her voice bright and cheerful, "I am fine, never better." But this was a performance, a masterful one, honed over years of practice. The moment she closed her front door at night, the performance would end. The smile would not just fade, it would fall from her face like a heavy, theatrical mask. Her shoulders would slump, the energy would drain from her body, and she would collapse onto a chair, the silence of her home roaring in her ears. In those quiet, dark hours, an unbearable loneliness would wash over her. She was surrounded by people all day, yet she felt completely and utterly alone, because no one in the world knew the real her, the tired her, the sad her, the her that was afraid she was not enough. Liora was drowning in plain sight, and the whole village was simply admiring how well she seemed to swim. Her smile grew tighter, her energy more frantic, as if she could outrun the emptiness that was chasing her. The more she gave, the less she felt she had. The strain was becoming unbearable. It felt like a crack's spiderwebbing across a pane of glass, a tiny fracture that was threatening to shatter her entire world. One morning, after a night of no sleep, the weight felt heavier than ever before. She felt she might simply dissolve into 1,000 pieces. It was on that day, driven by a desperation she could no longer ignore, that Liora decided to visit grandmother Oren. Oren was a blind weaver who lived in a small, quiet cottage at the edge of the forest. The village whispered that although her eyes could not see the world, she could see the truth of a person's spirit. Liora packed a basket with fresh bread and jam, put on her brightest shawl, and practiced her smile in a puddle on her way out of the village. She arrived at the cottage and pushed open the door, her voice a practiced melody of cheerfulness. "Here you go, grandmother. A little something for you. A beautiful day, isn't it?" Grandmother Oren sat at her loom, her ancient, wrinkled hands moving with a slow, deliberate grace across the threads. She did not look up, but her hands stopped their rhythmic dance. The sudden silence was more piercing than any sound. Oren did not smile back. She simply tilted her head, as if listening to something far beyond Liora's words. After a long moment, her voice, soft as moss but firm as stone, filled the small room. "Your voice is bright, child, but your spirit is as heavy as lead. Why do you lie to me?" The question hung in the air, sharp and unexpected. Liora was stunned. No one had ever challenged her smile before. she stammered, the cheerfulness faltering for the first time in years. I am not lying. I am fine, truly. Grandmother Oren slowly shook her head, a deep sadness in her unseen gaze. You are carrying a mountain, Liora, and you are foolishly trying to climb it alone, pretending it is a pebble in your pocket. Oren's fingers found a single, specific thread on her loom. She traced it gently. Look at this thread, she said, her voice a low hum. Sometimes a thread phrase, it becomes weak. If I ignore it, if I pretend it is as strong as the others and just keep weaving, what happens? The tension will be too much. It will snap. And when it snaps, it weakens the threads around it. Soon, the whole cloth tears. To fix the cloth, to make it whole and strong again, I must first admit that this one thread is broken. I must give it my attention. I must mend it. Liora stared at the thread, the simple truth of the weaver's words echoing in the empty spaces inside her. Oren then let go of the thread and folded her hands in her lap. She deepened the lesson. You think your imfine is a shield that protects you from being a burden, but it is not a shield. It is a fortress you have built around your own heart, and its walls are so high and so thick that they keep all the help, all the love, all the true connection out. You are starving for that connection, child, but you keep feeding people a fake version of yourself, a perfect, smiling statue. People can admire a statue, but they cannot love it. They cannot hold it when it weeps. If you never show your cracks, how can the light ever get in? Vulnerability is not weakness, Liora. It is the only door to true love. In that moment, something inside Liora broke. Or perhaps something was finally set free. A bolt of lightning, forged from Oren's words, shot through her. She looked at this blind old woman who, without eyes, had seen her more clearly than anyone with perfect sight ever had. She saw her reflection not in Oren's eyes, but in her understanding. For the first time, Liora understood that her so-called strength was not strength at all. It was isolation. Her perfection was a cage. By pretending to be flawless, she had denied everyone in her life the beautiful, messy, human chance to love her imperfect self. She had robbed them of the gift of giving, just as she had robbed herself of the gift of receiving. The mask of her smile began to tremble. Her lip quivered. A tear, then another, traced a path through the dust of her long-held composure. The two words she had spoken 1,000 times, "I'm fine," rose in her throat, but they were choked by a wave of raw, honest emotion. They died there, unspoken, and in their place, a single, shaky sob escaped. It was the most honest sound she had made in years. The story does not end in the weaver's hut with tears of release. It ends where it began, back in the light of the village. A few days later, Liora was walking through the square. She was not smiling, her blinding, automatic smile. Her face was calm, her steps were slower, more deliberate. A friend, a kind woman she had often helped, saw her approaching. The friend's brow furrowed with genuine concern. "Liora," she asked gently, "are you okay? You look tired." The old Liora would have instantly straightened up, forced a laugh, and said, "Tired? Not at all. Just busy. I'm fine." But this was the new Liora. She paused. She took a slow, deep breath, gathering not her defenses, but her courage. She met her friend's eyes. "Actually," she said softly, her voice quiet but clear, "I am having a hard time today." The friend's face did not register disappointment or annoyance. Instead, it softened with immediate, profound empathy. She stepped forward without a word and wrapped her arms around Liora, in a warm, strong hug. And in that simple, human embrace, the final wall around Liora's heart crumbled into dust. She was no longer fine, but for the first time in a very long time, she was free, and she was not alone. The moral is that saying "I am fine" when we are hurting builds a wall between us and the people who love us. True strength is not found in hiding our pain, but in having the courage to be vulnerable. This vulnerability allows others to support us and love us for who we truly are, not for the mask we wear.